All right, hey, we're here with Jason Myers from Fast Signs of East Dallas today, longtime business partner. He's helped us at work. He's helped us with our veterans group, all kinds of things. So excited to be here. He's going to show us around his shop a little bit, and then we're going to go ducking. So, Jason, why don't you tell us a little bit about Fast Signs of East Dallas, just high level.
Absolutely. Fast Signs of East Dallas, we opened in 2014, and then I bought the business in 2019. So we've been running it now for 7 years over here. We moved into this location about 3 years ago after outgrowing our previous location. We've got 10 folks on our team along with myself, and we help businesses of all kinds with their signage and graphic needs, and as much as we can to help out the community.
Koozies as well. Alrighty, so this is a super cool display. Caught Megan's eye when we walked in today. So Jason, why don't you show us what this does and all the different materials involved?
Absolutely. So yeah, our Texas piece up here, it just shows off some of the different materials that we offer for signage and whatnot. And all the pieces are Velcroed on here, so we can pull it off and show everything to the customer if they're just a little bit questioning. This piece right here is pretty cool. On a printer we're going to show you here soon, it's actually got some texture to it. I don't know if you can get that on camera
nice.
or
yeah,
not.
You can kind of see the...
Yep, but yeah, there's some tactile texture on there. And of course, Go Stars. Let's get them on there. So we got some polystyrene on here.
A little more flexible.
Yeah. Exactly, a little more flexible, a little bit more short term. We've got some brushed aluminum up here, so we do direct printing directly on brushed aluminum, just for some really cool effects for conventions and conferences, things like that. We've got a super rigid board that's called Falcon board that we can do the what they call a meter boards, the kind of the big directory and agenda type boards. Nice. We'll cut out little feet for these things to make them freestanding. Do some really cool pieces for that. One of the big things that we do a lot of these is a back printed acrylic, and then obviously that's mounted with what are called standoffs, just to kind of hold it off the wall and just give some really cool dimension and just some really pretty graphics. Then kind of a standard down here is just a foam core. We use those for a lot of easel signs and conference informations. And then the other piece over here is called PVC. Similar to foam core, just a little bit nicer, a little bit more durable. And again, just several different options as far as materials that we use, all based on kind of what we're using, what the sign's going to be used for. So that's one of the questions that we always ask is, what are you going to be doing with this? What purpose does it serve?
And you do all this in-house, correct?
Absolutely. Yep. Every bit of this was all produced here in-house. The printer. We're going to show you some of the machines that do the printing as well as the cutting on this.
What is this machine doing, and what materials does this one use?
Absolutely. So this is our flatbed printer, as we call it. It's a Canon Arizona 2360, and this machine is what's referred to as a UV curable printer. So it prints directly on top of the materials, and then uses UV lamps inside the print carriage to cure the ink.
Oh wow.
So it's really pretty cool technology, and this allows us to get some things done a lot faster. The piece that it's printing on right now is some stairwell signage with tactile lettering on there for like ADA compliance.
Oh, nice.
And it does that just by layering ink on top of itself, so it builds up that texture to the correct thickness that we need.
Yeah.
It also prints, like I said, on the Texas piece that we just showed you, this printed out every one of those pieces directly to the materials that we printed on.
Okay.
And we can print 4 colors, plus we have a varnish and a white ink option on this, so we can print white as it's doing right now. We can also do some kind of, again, some of those kind of cool texture effects with it, with the varnish and whatnot. So this machine runs about 7.5 hours out of every 8 hour day. And if we're here for more than that, it's going to be running more than that.
Yeah, nice. Is this the one that does like the glass, the metal, acrylics, everything?
Absolutely. Yeah. This machine, if we can get it on the bed and it's 2 inches thick or less, we can print to it.
Nice.
So that project that printer was running is the same thing as this one. So you can see on the number 4 on here is raised up for the tactile for the ADA compliance.
Is that? And it's hard. So
yep, absolutely. Yep. So that's designed for the tactile, so visually impaired people can feel it and understand it. And it'll also, we haven't put it on there yet, but the next machine that we're going to look at will actually add the braille to the bottom of this. Obviously, we could print that braille, but it's a little bit quicker and faster and better to run it on our other machine. This is our Colex flatbed cutter. So this thing uses a combination of knives. It's also got a router on it. So between blades and a router bit, we can cut virtually anything. Again, up to about that 2-inch thickness.
Okay.
if we have like a large run of banners, we can also, it's got a conveyor belt on there, so we can run banners pretty much continuously, which we do quite a bit. And then this little device right here, this is what will put the braille dots on the substrate on here. It's again, UV curable gel, so it just puts a little drop of gel, and then we hit it with a flash UV light to cure it. And once it's cured, it's not coming off. It doesn't pop out like the old-fashioned little beads used to do. Yeah. So it's super, super durable.
Nice.
This is our Trotec laser machine over here. So it does a combination of engraving as well as cutting. So this board over here was printed off on that flatbed printer that we were just looking at. And as you can see right here, it's going through and using that laser to cut them all out. Does a little bit quicker, a little bit nicer and cleaner job than our Colex does as far as some of these plastic materials. It just works out really, really well. Also allows us to engrave awards, such as glass or acrylics.
Nice.
Does a really cool job on that. Obviously, we do a lot of name tags, things like that with it. We also have the rotary attachment for it, so we can engrave on those the steel tumblers and all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Awesome. Well, for all you sci-fi nerds, here's the laser. But
laser.
Yeah. But this has been awesome. Jason, thanks for showing us around. We're going to go have a little fun now. Let's go duck around.
Right on.
Awesome. So Jason, you said you bought into, or you acquired FASTSIGNS in 2019. How did you, what led up to that? What made you decide to get into the sign industry? Like, what's the background? There's got to be a backstory there. So that's what we're looking for.
Absolutely. It's been a really interesting career overall. And it really, truly has been a career for me. My parents, we all lived in Milwaukee back in the day. And some friends of my parents bought a FASTSIGNS franchise and opened it up, and I actually interviewed with them. I was 22, 23, something like that, and interviewed with them. I was
a couple years ago.
Yeah, just a couple years ago, and was taking classes for graphic design and desktop publishing, and interviewed with them, and they ended up not taking me, and it wasn't too long after that my folks decided they wanted to look at potentially buying one, so they ended up looking around and found some different open areas for a franchise, and talked to them a little bit, and lo and behold, they decided to hire me on as their graphic designer. And next thing you know, we're all packing it up and moving to North Carolina.
Oh wow! Okay.
So we opened up the store out there in High Point, North Carolina, back in I think it was March of '96, and that's kind of how I got my start. I worked for them for a little while in just about all aspects of the business, and the corporate office, which is here in Carrollton, they were starting to expand some of their support areas and whatnot, and my name got dropped as a potential fit for their tech support team, and they ended up recruiting me over, and so my wife and I moved here. We moved here the last week of 1999, and so we got to spend Y2K here in Dallas, and knew virtually nobody in town, and it was kind of interesting, but ended up becoming a great career move for me and for her, really. Spent the next 17 or 18 years working for the corporate office, both in tech support. I worked in there for about 3 years, and then had an opportunity to move over to the training department, which I did that, and spent the rest of my time there training new franchisees and their employees on how to run the business and how to do the production and the design and all that. And kind of hit a point in early 18 trying to figure out what was next for me in my career.
Got the itch.
Yeah, kind of got the itch, and I had some coworkers that had moved on and bought their own franchises, and started looking at it, and it's like, you know what? Why the heck not? Let's do it. My wife, she had found a new job for her that provided us an opportunity for me to be able to do this. Just started looking around in 18, and I looked at a different location that was for sale and just couldn't get a deal on that. And then this one, found out a few months later that this one was available, and started talking to that franchisee, and next thing you know, we're down that road, and here we go.
Nice. Awesome, Jason. Thank you for hanging out with us for a little bit today. Great learning about you and your business. And one thing I failed to mention You know, we've worked together for a long time, but we actually met through the East Dallas Chamber. Jason is super involved over there, does a lot. Board member, committee members, he's done all the things. But you know, thank you for being a trusted business partner, but also for everything you do in the local community. And yeah, appreciate you hanging out today.
Absolutely, thank you so much. And yeah, Holloway Benefit Council has been a great partner for us as well. So appreciate all your help.
Awesome.